Ferdun is unique. Unique means singular in its attributes. Lamizle means there is no likeness to it. It brings sentences to emphasize this uniqueness. In other words, an addition, a surplus in expression, indicates abundance in meaning. It becomes rich, strong, and powerful. It is unique. There is no likeness to it, neither in its essence, nor its attributes, nor its names. Imam Wasiti rahimahullah is one of the leaders of the Friends of Allah Awliya. He passed away in 320 during the early Salaf period. This blessed individual is one of the foremost scholars of Ahl al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Moreover, in Sufism, he is at the pinnacle. Imam Wasiti also has a Sufi tafsir, exegesis, and excels in all fields of knowledge. He is among the awliya and also among the scholars of the Sufi masters. Now, some Sufi masters are not from the class of scholars, but he is both a Sufi master and a scholar. This person said the following about Allah, the Most High. This statement was admired by all the scholars, and they praised him for this definition. What does he say? Laysa kamislihi shay. This is the clearest evidence in the Quran regarding Allah's transcendence beyond space. The clearest verse about the lack of likeness or equality of Allah is this. Laysa, there is not. Kamislihi, like him. Shay'un, anything. Nothing is like or equal to Allah. In the interpretation of this verse, Imam Wasiti, one of the leaders of the Awliya scholars and Ahl al-Sunnah, contemporary to Imam Maturidi, said, now let's see what he says. This is the Sunni Tasawwuf, the real Tasawwuf, the one which belongs to the Ahli Sunnah. Therefore, Allah the Most High does not enter me, does not merge with me. I do not claim to see Allah, to speak with him clearly while awake. Manifestation in dreams can occur. Ahl al-Sunnah accepts this. This is distinct from non-Ahl al-Sunnah Sufism, but he is one of the leaders of Ahl al-Sunnah Sufism, even before Imam Kushairi. This individual explained, Laysa kezatihi zatun. There is no essence like his essence. Look at the interpretation of the verse, nothing is like him. There is no essence like his essence. His unique essence has no equal. There is no attribute like his attribute. Attributes of knowledge, hearing and seeing have no equal. Walaka ismihi ismun. There is no name like his name. Do you know anyone who shares the name of Allah? Is there a name like that of the Quran? Can you call anyone Allah? No one can be called Rahman or Rahim. But of course, the Alif and Lam are exclusively for Al-Rahman and Al-Rahim. But in general, people have started to tamper with these names. They use terms like Qadir, Aziz, Ghafur without adding Abd. However, it should not be like this. It should be Abdul Ghafur, Abdul Aziz, Abdul Qadir, etc. Previously, at least they added Abd and shortened it. Now they have stopped using it altogether. Now they simply call someone Aziz or Shakur. That is also not correct. Correct, the name of Allah is Al-Aziz, but I have seen in works that such practices should be avoided. You should use Abd, like Abdul Qafur, Abdul Kahar, Abdul Jabbar, Abdul Razak, Abdul Fatah, Abdul Alim, Abdul Qabs, Abdul Basit. We agree with this. Whichever of the 99 names, or even if you find 1001 names, if you add Abd to it, you become his servant. This is appropriate. But of course, the names are exclusive to him. There is no name like his name. Is there anyone greater than Allah? Is there anyone more powerful than him? Now, how are these names assigned? There is no action like his action. There is no deed like what he performs. However, if you speak of similarity in names, it is possible. For instance, you can say someone is merciful, as Allah also shares this attribute with some of his servants. Therefore, Allah is the owner of mercy. And you may say that someone possesses mercy, but this is only a similarity in name. But how can you compare Allah's mercy, the mercy of Al-Rahman, to that of a servant? It is impossible. Sometimes the name can be used in a literal sense. The hadith says, Allah commands us to acquire his attributes. That is, if Allah is merciful, you should also be merciful. If he forgives, you should also forgive. If he accepts apologies, you should also accept them. These are Allah's attributes. But where are you with those attributes? There is no attribute like his attribute. There is no name like his name. Only a resemblance in names exists. For example, if someone says a person is forgiving, they are not associating them with Allah. Who can forgive as Allah does? No one. He is the eternal, pure and sublime essence, far from acquiring new attributes. Because when Allah existed eternally, all his attributes existed with him. He never acquired an attribute later. But we are not like this. As we live, grow and develop, we constantly acquire new attributes. Because we are not eternal, we were created. And our attributes also appear over time. But Allah is beyond this. Can a created being possess an eternal attribute? I was created 54 years ago, according to the Islamic calendar. And before that, neither my name nor my existence was known. I was created a few years ago. Can one of my attributes be eternal? It is impossible. Just as this is impossible, it is also impossible for Allah to acquire a new attribute, because He has no beginning, and His perfect attributes also have no beginning. This is how we must understand it. Master Abu al-Qasim al-Kushairi states, Imam Vasiti, leader of the awliya, expressed this thought. With this statement, Imam Vasiti summarized all the matters of Allah's oneness and Tawheed. He said a phrase so significant that even if you wrote volumes on Tawheed, everything would be summarized in these words.